Hi everybody, I'm Amanda and I wanted to talk a little bit today about the subtle body. So the subtle body is a term for the energetic self. So just like we take care of, hopefully, our physical health, our mental health, our cardiovascular health, our muscular health, one of the things that we often overlook because it is not as visible is our energetic health. So all of us are energy. You can measure energetic pulses coming off of every living thing. You can measure the energy coming off of trees. You can measure the energy given off by grass. Like, energy is everywhere. We are all energy. Energy is everything. And so considering that this is like a whole other plane of existence in a way that we are connected to each other, we're connected to ourselves, we're connected to our trauma, we're connected to our memories, it's really important to consider, well, how would I take care of that part of me? What can I do to support that part of me? So one of the ways that we conceptualize the subtle body is through the chakra system, which I'm going to do some videos talking about each of those chakras because they may have come up already in some of the sessions you've done, some of the supports you've already accessed in your trauma work. There's also the meridian system, which if you've ever done acupuncture or TRET, which is a trauma release energetic technique, you probably have been familiar with what the meridians are. There's different pressure points, there's different places where energy gets blocked and we need to open up the channels. There's all kinds of other ways to look at the energetic system. What I think is really, really cool, if you happen to be more of a skeptic or just not as connected with like what is energy, we also have the vagus nerve, which if you've done any kind of reading on trauma work, you know the vagus nerve is that big primary nerve that goes from like here all the way down to here and is connected to all these different essential organs and essential functions in our body. And when we experience trauma, when we go into fight or flight, it's activated, and so that's responsible for whether the sympathetic or parasympathetic nervous system's taking over, what's happening in my nervous system. Well, the cool thing is, so that runs this way. Guess what else runs that way? The chakra system. The meridians all flow that way. It's so interesting how East meets West and science meets energy work, because things like the throat chakra, well, there's a whole lot of nerve bundles that come off the vagus nerve that are responsible for a lot of stuff happening here in the throat. And so it's really interesting how even if energy doesn't necessarily speak to you, it can really support you in understanding, well, why might I be experiencing stuff there, and how could that be related to what I've gone through in my trauma? So we're going to talk a little bit specifically about the chakras. We're going to go very surface level. You can go way more in depth in any of the energetic workshops that we offer. There's just not enough time. I mean, we run out of time in that workshop all the time because there's just so much to it, and there's so much that could be showing up in your individual energy system. And whenever I talk about things like chakras, I really encourage you to think about what shows up for me there. It's kind of like we're making a map, and we're making sure that these directions on the map get us where we need to go. And if you live in Charlotte and you're trying to get to Boone, your map is definitely going to look a little different. It's going to be oriented a little different than if you are in Raleigh and you're trying to get to Boone. Or if you're in Charleston trying to get to Charlotte, you're going to have a different perspective on what's happening. You're going to have the map oriented a different way, and you're going to probably be more attuned to certain things that you need to be aware of. So really want to invite you, as you dive into learning a little bit about the subtle body, to really start to think about how is this showing up for me, and then bringing that into your sessions with your individual therapist, or bringing into some of your groups or workshops that are coming up that might be focused on this. So can't wait to talk a little bit more about this.